Everybody, welcome to another edition of the Ralph Graves Show. I am so happy to have you guys on here this evening. I had to get somebody from the front lines tonight. We're going through this pandemic and some other things, and I had to go reach out and get a friend of mine. She is the director of nursing at Riverfront Rehab. Her name is Carla Garcia. Carla, what's up? Welcome to the Ralph Graves Show. How are you?
I'm doing well, Ralph. Thank you so much for having me.
You guys, before we even jump into that, I just want to thank you for coming on the show and being a part of it and whatnot and doing what you do, and being a director of nursing out there at Riverfront Rehab and whatnot. And you still maintain a smile on your face. That's a good thing.
You have to.
So, it seems like this whole 2020, it seems like, it's just been one thing after another, with everything from pandemics to civil unrest to, whatever's going on. And you guys just stay at it day in and day out. So tell me, what is the culture like? Matter of fact, tell our listeners who you are, a little bit of your journey. How long have you been a nurse and things like that?
Okay. So I'm currently the director of nursing at Riverfront Rehab in Pensacola, New Jersey. We are a skilled nursing facility with also a long-term care component. So what we do is we provide medically necessary treatments that's performed by licensed personnel, registered nurses, licensed practical nurses, occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech therapists, audiologists. So you can find that in my building. After the care is provided, we do provide long-term care services. So if your loved one cannot live independently, needs the supervision, normally it has to be 24-hour supervision, then they would qualify to stay at our facility. I've been a nurse for almost 12 years. I started at Hahnemann University. And I just managed my way to, find long-term care, skilled nursing. I find that I find it as, my passion, and being in the management end, I feel that that's my niche. When it comes to nursing, I do still perform bedside nursing, but I'm normally geared towards on the management end.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. That's a great way for us to start, is that so many people work outside of what they really like to do and what they really love to do. You seem to have found it, and you said you found your niche, you seem to have found it. And did you find it right away, or was it part of a journey?
Let's see. I think I was 2 years into my nursing career. I stumbled upon a staffing agency.
Okay.
And they sent me to skilled nursing facilities. And I found, that skilled nursing facilities, I was just a more advanced, than a regular floor nurse. So I quickly moved up, from a supervisory role to a unit manager role, and then just made my way from being a nurse educator, an assistant director of nursing, and then now director of nursing. I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard. Every day I question myself, how I do it and why I do it. And it just boils down to I actually love what I do.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's important for us and important for our listeners and our viewers to know that it's not going to be easy. Even in loving what you do, you say you still question yourself, like, why in the world am I doing this? Yeah.
Every day during these COVID times.
Yeah. Now, I know it's probably a loaded question what I'm going to ask next. And I mean, has it rocked your facility?
It has. Yeah. We have received our first positive patient late, though. A lot of facilities, were affected in February and March. My building did not get affected until May.
Okay.
And I think that because, we at least had a foundation to follow, from the other facilities where they didn't have that much guidance. CDC, the Department of Health, they were all new to this.
Right.
So, there were so many changes that were being made on a daily basis.
Okay. Okay.
And so since my facility did not get affected until the first week of May, we at least had, a foundation of what worked and what didn't work
Sure.
at other buildings.
Sure.
So it was a lot easier to manage.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm sure that how have you managed to stay healthy? Give us some health tips. I mean, you guys are in and on it. How have you managed to stay healthy, stay out of stay out of it, or not catch
Gosh, you know what?
what are you eating? What are you doing?
Well, initially it was a shock. I was in the shock mode. I worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I was a zombie.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was not healthy.
Okay.
I do have to honestly say, I do have a strong support system.
Okay.
My family, I have friends.
Okay.
I actually just started working out again.
All right. Good for you. Good for you.
It took an extra push from a friend of mine that got me to work out. I started walking Cooper River Park.
Okay.
Now I've upgraded to jogging.
All right. Very good.
Half of Cooper River Park. So I'm getting there.
Good for
But
you.
yeah, so it's become a stress reliever as well. So it's not just for my health, but
Yeah.
it's also to relieve my stress.
Right. Right.
Prior to that, I would just come home, turn off the lights, and just lay there and meditate and
Yeah.
go to sleep.
You know,
And that was the only way I found my peace.
I've been hearing a lot about people meditating and meditating. And I do it myself. Just
Yeah.
just meditating and kind of drinking it in, just woosah, take it down, and it does really seem to work. Does really seem to. Another thing I've been doing too. I've been doing yoga. Believe it or not.
And you know what? I was starting to get into yoga prior to COVID.
Yeah, and I now listen. I don't go to yoga classes. I YouTube.
No?
YouTube,
Okay.
YouTube, and I
Okay.
dinner, and I'm a big weightlifting guy. This, that, and the other, big, strong. But I tell you what, they ain't got nothing to do with yoga. It beat me up. It beat me up like no. But thank God that I'm flexible. I mean, it's really helped me with my flexibility. I don't want to this color. I don't want to be the guy who actually
that walks around like this,
right, like that. But not only that, doesn't I currently stride when I walk, and I don't want to get to the point where I shuffle.
Okay.
So flexibility is huge for me. Flexibility is huge. So we have to take care of ourselves, and that's good to hear that you started jogging as well. That's good stuff. So how do you juggle a busy work schedule? And I know you're a mom. Listeners may not, but how do you juggle it all?
I don't know. To be honest with you, Ralph.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm so I've been blessed that again, I have a lot of support from my family and from my friends.
Yeah.
If they were not here to assist me with with my children, with my home, with work, I don't think I would be where I am.
And I often talk about that. I call that our tribe, right?
Yes.
It's so very important that you choose to have the right tribe around you. In other words, people that we allow to kind of influence us. And, part of your tribe was that young lady or young man, I'm not sure what it is, who got you running or jogging again. So how important is did you choose your tribe? Your tribe choose you? Were your closest support system?
Well, you know what? I do keep to myself.
Yeah.
My family, chose me.
Right. They chose.
But everyone else, I've chosen to be around.
Yeah.
I really believe. I'm sorry.
How does one make that choice? Do you look for certain values? Because I look for values in people.
Yes.
I look for a certain value.
I'm around a lot of negativity, and I love to be around positive people.
Yeah.
I tend to absorb energy.
Yeah.
And so when I'm around other negative people, I have to admit, I tend to get negative.
Yeah.
And so what I find myself doing is I gravitate to those that are positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when I'm around positive people, it motivates me, it uplifts me.
Yeah.
You know, it's what I need, you
I
know,
believe that energy.
because I know myself.
Yeah, yeah. I believe that energy is real, and I believe it can be
Yeah.
transferred. I believe that when you walk into a room or somebody walks in a room, all of us, you're either a plus or minus to that particular energy that's happening.
Yes,
And
yes,
everybody in our life is either a plus or a minus. And
yes,
that's good that you have that support system, that ecosystem, if you will, of positivity.
yes.
Around you. What's the next step for you? What do you, or how, do you see what you're doing? Do you have any desires outside of nursing professionally? Like what would be the next step? Or have you
Well,
given?
the next step would be to have my own business.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, I work so hard for
Yeah.
other people,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Right.
for
Right.
me to work this hard, it's because it's for me. I own the business.
Yeah.
I'm sad, you know, that's the next step, is just to be a business owner at this point.
Well, I see it happening for you.
Thank you.
I
Thank
do,
you.
I do see it. I do see it happening for you, and with being as professional as you are and doing what you do, what are some of the things that you might tell a patient or a client that comes in and is, I'm sure you see like a lot of depression, a lot of whatever. I'm in rehab because I lost the arm, lost the leg, or whatever the case may be. Besides giving them just the physical care, what are some of the messages that you might say, or your staff might say, to really kind of get that person back in the right frame of mind to heal?
Hmm. Well, you know what? You should know your patients. One thing I feel is the power of touch.
Okay.
I do ask my patient if I am able to give them a hug
Okay. Okay.
or even to touch their hand.
Right.
Um, you know, because I feel like when you do that, when you get to that certain point, it makes more of an impact.
Yeah.
I don't have to say much if I give you a hug
Right.
or if I place my hand on top of your hand.
Sure. Sure.
You know, I'm not a talker. Now, when I'm around you, I talk, but I'm I'm quiet.
Right.
So for me to sit here and give advice and to say things that's not really me,
Yeah.
but I do want to show empathy and I do like to show, that I care. And so with that, I'll touch someone's hand,
Yeah.
I'll touch someone's shoulder,
Yeah.
I'll give them a hug if they're that type of person that likes to receive that.
Yeah.
And I think just I connect more with individuals when I show that type of
Yeah.
um, instead of just talking. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Now listen, I know this, and I want to leave the heavy stuff and get the light.
uh
I know you love to travel, right?
I
Right.
do. I do. Guess
What
what? I was already planning on doing something this weekend,
right.
and it's a Thursday.
Okay.
So
What is the most interesting place you care to share with the viewers and the listeners that really impacted you, and maybe you picked up something or learned something, and tell us what you learned while you were there?
let's see. Um, hmm. I
I
would really,
I
I would
saw
really
on one of your social media one time a play. Did you go to Iceland or Greenland?
Iceland.
Iceland.
Now
Iceland.
that would, yes. Now that's different because normally I like to travel to tropical places, the
Yeah.
beaches,
Yeah.
somewhere warm.
Iceland.
But Iceland, no. Very, very cold. I got to ride on the, it just looked like I was in Mars. It was so different.
Wow.
The
Wow.
snow, the wind, it was just very, very different. Now, yes, I will say that was different from any of the other trips that I went to.
Yeah.
Um, And it was shocking to see how the people there, it did not bother them. That -2 degrees, because that's what it felt like to me.
Wow.
I saw women wearing skirts and tank tops, and I had on my ski suit, my 2 pairs of tights, my boots, and
Right.
I'm still cold. But
Wow.
yet to them, it was just like any other day, and
Wow.
that was shocking.
Is that a
But
place we all should visit?
yes, I say visit,
Yeah.
visit.
Okay.
The
Okay.
Blue Lagoon, that's a popular place where where people go. It's a popular attraction. Go during the day. You have to purchase your tickets in advance.
Okay.
Otherwise, you won't be able to get in there, or it'll be at nighttime and it's not
What
the
is
same.
what is the Blue Lagoon?
So it's a man-made lagoon where the water it has silica, which is supposedly good for your skin and your hair,
But it's too cold to get in the water.
but it's hot. It's
Really?
like it's a man-made spring, hot
Okay.
spring.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's become so popular that everyone is going there, and it gets crowded.
Okay.
And I didn't do my research, and actually that trip was a last minute trip that my girlfriend and I decided to go to.
Okay.
We just decided 3 days before, let's go.
Wow.
We
Wow.
didn't even have a place to stay until we landed and we went and found a hotel room.
Wow. Wow.
So, yes.
You got to have courage.
Thank you for bringing that up, because yes, that was one of the trips that I will always remember.
Yeah. And you got to bring that up because, sometimes folks don't like to travel. They just get stuck in a box. They don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to do anything, but how do you grow? And I think that now how they're traveling those places and you may not have ever made the connection, but how does that make you a better version of who Carla is, especially at the Riverfront Rehab Center?
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what? I'm from the Philippines.
Okay.
So, Philippines, in the 80s, I mean, it's still considered a third world country, but
Mhm.
I came from a third world country.
Okay.
My family came here in the 80s. We
Okay.
worked hard. I mean, that's all I saw was just my family working hard, two,
Okay.
3 jobs to get to where we are now.
Yeah.
So I know where I came from. I know how hard things can be. I know what's considered poor.
Right.
I know, I've been around high crime areas, especially in the Philippines, where at one point it was lawless.
Yeah.
Um, I hear stories, and I have a lot of friends that are, from different nationalities, from different countries.
Yeah.
So I think that's what helped me stay grounded,
Yeah.
without even having to travel to all these different countries.
Yeah.
Is just, having the diversity around me,
Yeah.
I
Sure.
think, just really helped me with my career at Riverfront Rehab, because I've been exposed to it. I can relate to a lot of things.
You said such a mouthful right there, and I could talk for hours, but you said something. You said this. You said, I know where I'm from, right?
Yes.
I know where I'm from. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Obvious reasons. I don't. The African American experience is I don't know where I'm from.
Yes.
And then you said something about your roots running deep and your foundation. This brings me up to my analogies, right? I've been working on this all day because of the tornadoes and everything, right? I see all these overturned trees, and you saw some.
Yes.
All the my brother sent me these pictures of overturned trees, and all the overturned trees. If you notice when they're overturned, a whole big chunk of their root system is up with them.
Yes.
But what I noticed about all those overturned trees, no matter how strong they looked, no matter the foliage, no matter what they looked on the outside, unless their roots ran deep,
Mm-hmm.
storm came, they were overturned.
Yes.
So I don't care how wide our roots spread out, our roots run deep. And I thank God that you said it, I have roots that run deep. So I know who I am, I know where I'm from. So you're able to do your job to the best of your ability, you're able to influence people's lives. When the storms have come in your life, you've been able to stand strong in those storms. And I celebrate you for that. And I think
You
that's
just interpreted it so eloquently.
I don't know about that, but I celebrate you for that. I envy you for that. But
Uh,
for having those strong roots, running deep, and being able to navigate the storms of life in and out, and well traveled and gone everywhere. I mean, you know, you're on to some huge things. Your business is way out. It's in front of you, and you're going to get there. It's going to happen for you. Make no mistake about it. I know you're going to run your own business, but you have been truly inspiring to me and the viewers and listeners to this podcast. If you had to say one final word to them, what would you say to encourage some of the listeners here? Because there's some young lady, some young man who probably doesn't think that this can happen for them. They're looking at you like, oh my God, they don't think it can happen for them. What can you tell them right now?
yes, it can.
Yes, it can.
Yes, it can.
Yes, it can.
Yes, it can. It's going to be hard. It'll be
Yeah.
a lot of work,
Yeah.
but stay committed, stay determined, stay positive, be around the right people
Yeah.
that will help get you there. Because you know what? You can't do it by yourself.
Wow.
You
Wow.
can't. You really need the help from others. And certain things may not seem like it's help, but it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for the encouraging words. Thank you for sitting with me. Will you come back again if I call you back?
Of course, Ralph, always.
Because you add value to the program, and thank you for bearing with me, and thank you for always being supportive of what I'm doing. But guys, there you have it. There you have it. Carla Garcia, the director of nursing at, I said Riverfront Rehab.
Riverfront Rehabilitation Center.
Now, if someone wanted to drop your email for whatever, is there a work email, personal email, to just if they want to hear?
Yes. Well, my work email is cgarcia@riverfrontrehab.com. We do have a general email. It's info@riverfrontrehab.com.
Say that one more time.
Info@riverfrontrehab.com.
Okay. Thank you for being a good sport. Thank you for being a great guest. Thank you for being the hero of this episode, along with the viewers and the listeners. Guys, I'm Ralph Graves Jr. Thank you for checking it out, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks.
Good night.